on Twitter. There's an announcement where you can submit your deck lists to get doctored, and I'm going to be making videos every single week, checking out people's deck lists, suggesting some changes, playing them a little bit, and trying to, explain my thought process of what cards I put in decks and why I put them in there. But I want to go off people's ideas and try and shape their game plans to, fit maybe the current ladder metagame at the moment. So that's what we're doing. And I got a pretty cool deck list to show you guys. I got like a simple one first off that I kind of want to go over, and then a more complicated one. So this is a deck list that was submitted to us on Twitter by, let me look up his name really quick. I should have had this planned. And Ed will probably edit this out. I should probably even pause this to do it. This deck list is submitted by Derek Tankin, and this is a revamp of the Cthulhu Druid. Some people from previous expansions, you may have played Cthulhu Druid before, and maybe it's kind of outdated and it's not doing that well. So his idea to try and revamp it includes a few of the new Ungaro cards. He's got Earthen Scales and Stonehill Defender in here, and the idea behind it is you can utilize Stonehill Defender to get additional Crazed Worshippers and additional Dark Echoes. Dark Echo is a class card. Stonehill Defender's weighted towards pulling class-specific cards. So you got decent shots getting Dark Arakoa to bump your Cthulhu even bigger. And you can also get like Twin Emperor Vekler, which is the absolute best Cthulhu card you can possibly pull, other than Cthulhu. So I thought it was kind of a cool, unique approach, a way to revamp an old deck list. So I do think there needs to be some changes to optimize it, but I'll just play it as is real quick, the way Derek has designed it, and I assume he's probably doing quite well with it. I've been playing Wild this season, so I'm actually only at rank 16, so I better win this game. It'll be honestly embarrassing if I don't win my first game. But yeah, so this is kind of the format. If you've never seen one of my Deck Doctor streams before, I get a deck list from viewers, look at it, kind of go over it, say what I like about it, and what I like about this deck is the unique usage of Stonehill Defender with the Cthulhu cards. I think that's actually really sick, and I love Earthen Scales. I think that card is like just one of the better cards in the set, and for Ungaro, it's so powerful. 1 mana +1/+1, then gain armor equal to its attack. It just gets so much value later on in the game. We're gonna definitely mulligan it here, though. That's just silly. Swap against a hunter. Standard mulligan for Cthulhu Druid. I'm sure most people have played Druid at this point. We're going to be looking for Innervate, Wild Growth. Against Hunter, we could probably keep a Wrath to cycle, stuff like that. Disciple of Cthulhu's not a bad option to have, as it can ping off some of the 3/2s and whatnot. But ideally, we hit Wild Growth, and we do, because we're a professional player, and that's how you play the game. So, nailed it. Now, question if we want to coin it out or not. We have 2 Wild Growths, so I think we almost always want to coin it out. We don't run Gadget in our deck, so we're not going to get extra value out of the coin later on, or anything like that. And this just allows us to have time to get the second Wild Growth out. Otherwise, we don't coin it out. We go Wild Growth on 2, then we play a 4-drop, then we just strand this, and we never are able to get the mana out of the way. This way, we get the Wild Growth on 2, play this on 3, play this on 4, and play this on 5. Well, if we don't have better options. We want to try and get it activated, of course. This only bumps our Cthulhu up to 9. Needs to be 10 for it to be active. And meanwhile, Hunter's just doing Hunter things, smoking us down. Oh, good. Not an offensive one. You like to see that. The worst case for us would be poison, and then we gotta like hero power it down to protect our guy or whatnot. So yeah, not a lot of options here. Hopefully no Animal Companion coming out from our opponent. But Cthulhu Druid, as weird as it sounds, because it's been outdated forever. Like most of these cards are not from the current set. These is an old school kind of deck. But there's on the Vicious Syndicate data for a long time, the stats were there for. They only keep the stats of decks that are really close to 50% or better than 50%. And for the longest time, it was making it on like just barely on the front page of the matchups sheet, with like 48% win rate. And I didn't know anyone in Hearthstone playing Cthulhu Druid. Like no pros were playing it or anything like that. So apparently it wasn't doing bad for a decent period of time there. So if you have some of the old cards, maybe you're just getting back into Hearthstone, this might be a deck you want to check out. Nourish. This allows us to invest our mana into additional cards. We have plenty of cards. We don't have any board whatsoever. You can notice nothing here, a lot there. So we don't really want to be investing in cards. And we don't have time to invest mana into more mana. We just need to start getting on the board immediately. So I'm just going to play this and honestly fight for board as aggressively as I possibly can by buffing it up. We just played a Chill Wind Yeti, kind of. Feels a little bad. It's a Pit Fighter. 5 mana, 5/6, but it also healed us for 5. It's not bad. It's not good by any means, for sure. But he's on 4 mana, we're on 6 mana, so we'll start incrementally getting an advantage, hopefully. And hopefully we can turtle out with some taunts. And not get killed by me. If we play this and don't die, we're going to have Twin Emperor Vekler activated for next turn, which means we can get 2 taunts. Oh, no, we're not. This is only... For some reason, I thought we were at 9 already. So, no, we just have to play this. That makes things a lot simpler. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage present on the board. We're at 22 effective health. That was important. That was important. We almost lost to rank 16. But to be fair, I mean, he's got a really good Face Hunter deck. Face Hunter is pretty effective against Druid in general. We spend a lot of the early turns investing in mana. He spends a lot of the early turns investing in killing us. Okay. We can play that next turn. How afraid are we of dying? So... if we nourish for crystals on either this turn or the next turn, so one of the two, then we can play this. Because we would go up to 9 mana, then we go up to 10, and then we could mount an offensive attack. But we don't really need that. We just need to not die. So is there a better way to not die? Playing the taunt's probably the safest option. The big fear is high main. If we go for crystals and then go for this, high main is still a problem. If he just perfect curved into high main with removal and a bow along the way, you don't win those games. So I'm going to take a loss to high main and take the play that's best for the current board state because we're dying right now. So we need a good play right now, not in the future. So we can't really invest in future turns. It feels bad not getting the battle cry off this, but hey, we're under pressure. This is a good rank 16 player. I tell you guys that. This guy is a really good rank 16 player. Okay. Is Cthulhu going to save us? Well, the high main trades in. If we nourish for crystals, we could also swipe on the turn. When the high main trades in, the death rattle pops. If the death rattle pops, Cthulhu can clear it a lot of the time. So I think that's the play. Either that or we could try and draw this turn, take value trade, ping this off. He gets to push only 1. We have a chance to find second Earthen Scales. We have 2 Furrow Rages, and then we can try and outlive it. That might just be better. We have Crazed Worshipper we could hit too, so additional taunts. I think I'm just going to draw. I don't think Cthulhu has a 9/9's enough steam to kill him. He's at 25 and he's going to continue playing threats. Okay. We can cycle the Wrath. Is that better than getting a 2/1 in play? No, I like the mana efficiency of getting the 2/1 in play. We hope it doesn't kill our 2/1. We could have sequenced that a little bit differently, right? The health on this is not very relevant because we assume high main trades, right? If we assume high main trades, maybe it's supposed to kill Firebat first and then ping this off, leave the 1/4. Then the 1/4 gets the value trader guy. No, I like the way we did it.
Come to me, little ones.
Okay. Looking for Pharaoh Rage. Or Innervate. Crazed Worshipper is some amount of help, but it's not the greatest thing in the world here. If we play Crazed Worshipper, he kills it with this, and then we're pretty screwed. We play Crazed Worshipper and swipe, and then he's got only a hero power technically pushing through. What could we hit off? Wrath that could save us? We want to try and find Earthen Scales. We can't quite fully board clear this turn. If we hit Innervate, It would have been sick. Wrath for 1. We could Wrath for 1 into Innervate. We have 12.5% chance because we have 16 cards left and 2 Innervates left to hit it off the Wrath. So there's that. He has 2 kill commands, potentially. He has 18 cards, so he is less likely to have kill command.
Time waits for no one.
Killing the crab is important, so we want to swipe. So less damage connects on board, and 2 connects. So we're not dead to bow. Oh no, we are dead to bow because he can trade efficiently if he has bow. We're pretty dead to everything. This didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. It's an 11-11. It's gonna get bigger. If he has to make all those trades, we could get there. I don't know what these are, but I'm glad he's floating all that mana. Oh, he played something. Okay. So we could play this, swipe there. We can't pop this first, then swipe to kill everything, because that'll live, and that'll be a problem. So there's no full board clear. We have 14 missiles. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 health, but then he'll have 2 1/1s, and the hero power will just kill us, because the death rattle doesn't spawn during the battle cry. So that means the play then is this plus swipe, and hopefully find Feral Rage or Earthen Scales in the following turn. 2 Feral Rages, 1 Earthen Scales, 15 cards. Like 20%. We also could Nourish into it in the following turn. He didn't have the damage this turn, which means these cards are not the damage. One of these cards is generated from Macaw, the other is a card that's been there for a few turns. So, we'll see. He could have Call of the Wild, and that could be a bummer, but that doesn't kill us. And if he Call of the Wilds, he's not hero powering. If he's not hero powering, we could play Cthulhu. If we play Cthulhu, it clears the Call of the Wild as long as he pops the Death Rattle of the Rat Pack. I mean, we got outs. I think his hand is Call of the Wild, Random Beast from Macaw, random card that he just drew. So as long as that's not kill command. There's the Macaw card. Nesting Rocks, no help for him. Oh, if that's Call of the Wild, we're going to need a little bit of help of our own to get enough health to get out of this. Alright, let's Wrath for 1. Wait, oh no, we want to... Okay. I was going to think Wrath for 1 Cthulhu is so sick. Issue is we die. He's got the hero power. So we need to Nourish. Need to get healthy. Oh, there's a Feral Rage. We can get up to 10 now. We want to heal for as much as we possibly can off this, which would be Wrathing for 3 here. How does this work against Call of the Wild? He doesn't get any even trades in, so he's got a double trade into my 3/6, which is ideal. Is this better than getting a 2/1? We want to get the 2/1 in play, right? Yeah. Right with the Cthulhu. So this goes to 5, that goes to 3. They both have to bump in there. Huffer can push face for 5. We hit Earthen Scales, we win the game. It's a big bird. Oh, what's that? Picked it up. Don't kill me. he's just holding on to an alley cat this whole time. Oh, we got this. Yeah, we win. Sometimes. Good old Cthulhu RNG. Ooh, we could stall longer, maybe. 5-7. So that trades in, that trades in. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7 on the board. So he pushes 7, we heal for 6. So we would lose 1 health in that transaction. Cthulhu's at 17. It clears the board like every time. Trade this out of the way. Even higher chance to full clear. Sets up lethal. Beautiful. He has what top decks kill us? He needs to get Animal Companion, Roll Huffer to win. Or, Leroy or something. That's not gonna do it. Oh, I wanted to heal for 20. Or 21. Alright, that's a terrible matchup for Cthulhu Druid, though. You definitely do not want to be versing mid-range Hunter with your Cthulhu Druid. But, alright, let's doctor this deck. Let's take it apart and figure out how can we improve it, how can we make it better. I love the concept of Stonehill Defender making your Cthulhu stronger and just being a good card. Stonehill Defender is, just generally speaking, a pretty good card. And the taunts you can hit in Druid, let's see, just a quick summary of that. Taunt. Let me type in taunt. That'll speed things up. Science. So you can't hit the choose ones. So Druid of the Claw and Ancient War you can't hit, which kind of sucks because those are sweet. But so you get Jade Behemoth, not fantastic. Ancient of War, not fantastic. Or Dark Arakoa, which is very fantastic. So there's 3 taunt minions you could potentially hit. Now we compare that to Paladin, right? Because Paladin's the big class everyone's so hyped about Stonehill Defender in. The reason why they play it in here is because there's 4 taunts you can hit, but they really want to try and hit Tyrion most of the time. Obviously, Sunkeeper Terram's insane as well, so they have 2 that they really want to hit. But most of the time, you're trying to hit Tyrion. So it's got, like, better odds of hitting the taunt you want than it even does in Paladin. So it hits the Dark Arakoa a lot, and it allows you to ramp up your Cthulhu a lot, which I think is quite powerful. Now, I think alongside that, though, because we're able to hit it so consistently, we're able to ramp our Cthulhu up so much, I don't think we need Doomclaw. I think it's a bit of an overkill for how aggressive the current metagame is. Like, the only matchup I can see this helping you out really in is maybe against Taunt Warrior. So I don't think it's necessary to have the Doomcaller for most of the matchups in the current metagame. So I want to see that go away. I think it's too greedy, too slow. Since we are trying to play Dark Arakoa almost every game, one of the cards that works very well with Dark Arakoa is... let me type in Cthulhu. Twilight Elder. It works well in Druid in general because you're able to get it out early. You can coin Wild Growth into Twilight Elder, which is very strong, and it can threaten to just constantly buff your Cthulhu, but it gives +1/+1, which is normally really bad because most of the Cthulhu buffs are +2/+2. And you need 2 of those buffs to activate Cthulhu, and the 1 doesn't make a difference for activating your Twin Emperors or activating your Klaxi Amberweaver. Well, with Dark Arakoa, since we're trying to hit it off Stonehill Defender every time, we're going to play 1 pretty much on 6 every game because we got 4 of them, kinda. Like 3 point something of them. So this gives +3/+3, and 3 + 1 is 4, activating your Klaxi Amberweavers and activating your Twin Emperor Veclers. So it's pretty sweet to go along with Wild Growth and Innervate it works well with, as well as working well with just Dark Arakoa in general. So making room for that. Feral Rage is a really good card too, but I think we're trying to be more proactive than reactive, so I want to put another Twilight Elder in there. Now let's see. I'm not a huge fan of Crazed Worshipper in general, to be honest. I don't think it's a bad card, it's kind of weak, but having another taunt, sure, it's okay in the metagame against a lot of the stuff. It's really weak to Shadow Word Pain. It's super annoying against some of the priests, I guess, but it's not bad. One of the things I want to see, though, I hate this Lunar Visions. I think Lunar Visions is a pretty trash card. It's just not a good value card, and since we're running Innervate, Earthen Scales, Wild Growth, Wrath, these are all 8 cards that work exceptionally well with our friend Gadgets and Auctioneer, which has been just kind of like the standard normal thing to run in Druid with the Jade Druid runs that package, except they also have Jade Idol. But, just missing Jade Idol, this is still makes Gadgetzan extremely strong. You get the body along with cycling cards extremely efficiently. So I think it's a better choice than Shadow Visions for card draw, if we even want that amount of card draw. Because we should be able to ramp Cthulhu enough that we don't really need that much card draw. We're missing Azure Drakes from old school kind of Cthulhu Druid, so that kind of hurts a little bit not having that available to us. I want to see a Fandral in here. Like, I get it, we got a lot of 4-drops, so maybe you're hesitant to put the Fandral in, but we run double Nourish, double Wrath. Like, you want Fandral with those cards. It just gives you a really good chance to just auto-win sometimes. So, yeah, maybe just cut that Ed in Fandral. Just get rid of the draw engine there altogether. Fandral's just such a powerful card. It just wins games on its own sometimes. So you definitely want to include that. Now, what other changes could we make? Sort of little adjustments here. I definitely want to see if there's any sort of 5-drops that could really just be better than Crazed Worshipper. Like you ramp your Cthulhu a ton, which is fantastic. Gotta love ramping your Cthulhu. But there has to be a superior option that just is more influential. Stampeding Kodo is not bad, honestly, just as like a good 5-drop in general in Hearthstone right now because of the decks that people are playing. The control decks all have Kodo targets, and the aggro decks, Kodo hits things against aggro because they run so many small minions. Nesting Rock might be pretty good. 4/7's a good stat line. Second Rate Bruiser is pretty good because of the aggro decks that you could potentially struggle with. So those are cards to definitely think about. Druid of the Claw is never really that bad. It's kind of generic, but it's been squeezing its way into a lot of tournament level decks right now. A lot of Jade Druids are playing like one of Druid of the Claw in this Chinese tournament that I've been casting. Prize pool for that's like 200,000 euros, so people are taking it kind of seriously. The Burgly Bully? No, we don't run gadgets, so I don't want that. Does it have to be a 5-drop? What are the other Cthulhu options we have available to us? Oh, Beckoner of Evil, but that might lower the curve a little too much with only Nourish for card draw. But Beckoner of Evil is pretty solid, especially when you're running double Clax the Amber Weaver. It allows you to just start building up to it earlier. But no, I think this is fine. I think this is where you want to be at with it. I could see a Thalnos for the swipes and the Wraths and just a little bit of extra cycle. But at that point, like, you're starting to lose Feral Rage, which is maybe okay because you have Disciple of Cthulhu over the Feral Rage slot. Yeah, I think I like that. It kind of relies more heavily on Earthen Scales for the healing now. So I cut a little bit of draw. I cut 2-card draw, added in a 1-card draw, and Fandral, which can oftentimes allow you to use Wrath more flexibly for card draw. So we didn't really remove too much draw potential from the deck, but lowered the curve a little bit. I think made it a lot stronger against aggro. Got rid of some of the more clunky cards. Yeah, I think these are the changes I would make to this Cthulhu Druid deck. So I'll run it back with these changes. See how it goes. Hopefully I win with the changes. It's always embarrassing when you change it and just totally get wrecked. Everyone's like, see, told you I had it built the right way to begin with. But yeah, I think the Doomcaller is just overkill, man. You have so much damage in the deck if you're just slamming Cthulhu things on curve.
Malfurion versus Malfurion.
Jade Druid. We should just be faster than Jade Druid.
Nature must be
So this happens on 2. This isn't the worst thing in the world to play on 4 because technically it's turn 3. We play it on 4 mana and then we can follow up with the Crazed Worshipper. I don't think we need to get too greedy with it. But so against Jade, we should be playing stronger minions while building our game plan, while they play weaker minions to build their game plan. And the thought is we get to capitalize before they get to capitalize. But you never know. Harrison Jones is also a card to think about teching in over Crazed Worshipper. If you start running into a lot of Pirate Warriors and Paladins, that sort of thing. Harrison Jones, pretty solid in the current metagame. Giving this 5 health makes it very difficult for my opponent to kill. And I don't really value health in this matchup. He's playing Wild Growth, so he's some sort of Wild Growth Druid, which means board control is the only thing that matters. We're both ramping to try and control the board in some fashion or another, whether it's Jades, you know, Cthulhu, something. So making this a 4/5 makes it so he can't kill it with Swipe or with Wrath Hero Power, which means I'm going to get continual Cthulhu buffs. I don't want to take the trade with his minion. 1, because he's Jade, which means I want to kill him. So killing him's great. 2, because this allows my Cthulhu to get buffed. I get to farm his 1/1 minion there. It's ideal for me. So if we could get 2 hits on this, then it'll activate Klaxi Amberweaver for the next turn. Beautiful little curve out there.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Okay. So what's the plan? What's the plan? We don't really want to pop the Aya yet, do we? No, I think we just draw. Try and set up like a swipe or something. I want to get the value out of the Klaxi for sure. And we can only ramp our Cthulhu up to 9 this turn. I'm going to take the draw. It'll be 10 naturally next turn. And then we want to play Twin Emperor Vekler next turn and then double Klaxi behind that. So we don't have time to squeeze in the Thurston Scales on anything. So what I could do is I could take this trade here. And then Earthen Scales it so that the Aya doesn't trade cleanly. So he's got a Hero Power or Wrath it. And then take that trade there. Just try and make it a little more awkward for him. You never want your opponent to have nice clean trades. Especially since I'm not utilizing that card in the future turns, because my plan's all already laid out. We're going Vekler into double Klaxi. So. In a matchup where life gain mattered, I would obviously save it for value instead of utilizing it like this for tempo, but we got the coin out of his hand this way. And we got an extra +1/+1 on our Cthulhu. Disciple of Cthulhu allows the clean trades. But I think Twin Emperors on 7's just better. Super powerful, protects our guy to help continue buffing the Cthulhu. We're gonna need a big Cthulhu. These Jades are starting to grow. There's a swipe. Finally ran out of Jade cards. I was getting scared. That lines up really nicely for us. We have the ability to ping this off with the Disciple of Cthulhu, but I don't think it's worth it. We would play a 2/1. So just compare it like this. So we play this Klaxi Amberweaver. This is a 4/10, right? Play another one. We are playing a 4/10, but leaving a 3/2 up. That means we're kind of playing a 4/7. If we play this, we play a 2/1. And get rid of this. So we have a 2/1 or a 4/7. 4/7's bigger. If we're talking strictly tempo, which is all I want, strictly board control, this is way more board dominance than 2/1 kill your guy. Because I don't care if he has the ability to go face. It never bothered me. Get a little bit of cycle. Sure. Alright, so now we can use this to damage that, take the trades, get rid of it. Just get more value out of the Battle Cry because it's dealing damage to a 6 attack minion instead of a smaller minion. And he's gotten both of his earthen skills out of the way, so he has limited healing going forward. And our Cthulhu is up to 18 now. And we're going to get another Dark Irakoa. It's going to get to 21 and 23. Eventually it's just going to be 30. It's going to be beautiful. Give me that Dark Irakoa. Yeah, we get a Crazed Worshipper. So we at least got a Cthulhu-related card. Not the best one. I'm just going to keep flooding the board. I'm going to Cycle Thou, though. We don't really need a Spell Power Swipe or anything like that. We just need Cycle into our Cthulhu. 15 cards left. That's 6.7 on one draw. Innervate 7. Are you double innervating? I'm just getting the behemoth out there. Oh man, and a Jade Idol. Pretty big board for a dead man. So there's no single target removal in Druid. So even if this doesn't kill him, it's going to kill him. Because it's going to smack him. Alright, so we have 7, 8, 9. So we should probably take this trade. I guess he could have Naturalize. That's going to draw us into our swipes, which then kill him.
I can see.
Yeah. He's playing a tier 1 deck, by the way. Like, he may be a rank 15 player, but he has the legend card back, and he's playing one of the highest win rate decks in the game. And we just rolled right over him with an outdated deck that you probably have all the cards for. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool deck list. And that's how I would change it if I was going to try and, like, you know, play it for myself. So once again, there's the deck list, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And thanks everybody that submitted deck lists. I appreciate that. And make sure to look forward to next week. Submit your deck list. Maybe I'll be able to doctor your deck. Oh man, I wasn't even recording, I was streaming. I just noticed that. Lol. That wasn't even supposed to be streamed, bro. Well, what are you gonna do? Let me pull up my Twitch chat. I didn't know I was streaming. I meant to hit record. Oh no. Oh shit, dude. Oops, that's embarrassing. Good thing I didn't do anything weird. Wow. Oh. Okay. How's it going, guys? I meant to hit record. That's my bad. Alright, well, anyway, I was going to do this one, too. So I'm deck doctor in this one. Let me look up who sent this one in, because this one looked really cool, too. I just thought the Cthulhu one was cool because it used old cards in a fun and neat way. So the Control Shaman is submitted by darn_yo. And if you want to submit a deck to the Deck Doctor, you can go to the @omni/Twitter, doing a weekly thing where you can submit your decks on the post that they put out, and then, you know, I look for ones that I think are cool and I try and doctor them. And this is a Control Shaman deck list that strives to also abuse Stonehill Defender, which I love Stonehill Defender. It's probably my favorite card from Ungaru, and all of the coolest decks, I think, right now are really utilizing him in a great way. So if we take a look at the taunt minions in Shaman that you can get Hot Spring Guardian, fantastic card. Earth Elemental, yeah, it's okay in niche situations. White Eyes, which is great with N'Zoth, which is the interaction this tries to, you know, capitalize on. Thing from Below, which is ridiculously good in Shaman. 0 mana 5/5s are where it's at. And it's a little more polluted in Shaman as Jade Chieftain and Stone Sentinel are pretty bad. And Alakir is like, okay. But the Thing from Below is insane for like crazy tempo plays. And hitting White Eyes a bunch of times is hilarious for the memes. So some things I like about this deck, I think Devolve is super hot in the current metagame right now. You're able to utilize it against Paladins super efficiently. They play a bunch of Murlocs, you devolve the Murlocs. If they're one-drop Murlocs, they turn into Wisps, which are terrible. They don't synergize with anything, and you can break up a lot of the synergies with some of the bigger Murlocs too, as the Devolve most likely turns Murlocs into non-Murlocs. Sometimes you get screwed and they're all still Murlocs, but most of the time it works out in your favor. And then against Pirates, same situation there. And as well for silencing things. You're able to devolve Tyrion, other Death Rattle. Spike Ridge Steed is a very popular meta card that you devolve can work great against. So due to the popularity of Paladin, Devolve's fantastic. So love that card. I think 2 Ancestral Spirits might be a little overkill, but it's fun. What else is going on? I love the Stonehill Defender. I think Barnes is not at a greatest in this deck, as there's a bunch of things it can't really capitalize too well on. Earth Elemental makes a lot of sense in an Ancestral Spirit deck, utilizes that efficiently. Faceless makes sense in the Ancestral Spirit deck. You got the consistent theme going there. And you got like a crazy strong end game. So you got some of the best AoE in the game with Lightning Storm Volcano, really solid heal with Jinyu, and some of the most ridiculous crazy top end with White Eyes N'Zoth, Ysera. Not a fan of only one Thing from Below. I think Thing from Below synergizes really well with Thing from Below. But going into it, deck submission. Dr. Indarnio's Control Shaman at rank 15 because I'm a wild player now.
Thrall versus Valera.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
So what are we mulliganing for in this deck? The things we're trying to find against Rogue in particular, against anything in particular, we want to find Acolyte of Pain early. That's like one of our earliest proactive plays is Acolyte of Pain. Having Barnes early on is always pretty good. About half of our deck synergizes with Barnes, so it's like 50% to do something great. We don't want Earth Elemental till around turn 7 when we can play it in Ancestral Spirit in the same turn. We don't want Faceless till way later in the game. If we have a 4 and the coin, we could go coin 4 into 4, which isn't bad because we only have 2 3-drops in the deck. If it's Quest Rogue, he's not really going to be interacting with our board too much early on. So that's pretty good. I think this keep is fine. There's not a lot of early game cards in this deck, which is a little concerning. Control decks with no early game can oftentimes get snowballed. Shaman in particular is one of the classes that can kind of get away with that because of the Volcano. Volcano is nuts at restabilizing the board if you just do nothing but Totem for the first few turns. But Quest Rogue's going to be... We have a real hard time trying to control Quest Rogue out of the game. We got to hope Vanish does not hit like our Ancestral Spirited minions. Or we have to hope we really high roll off this Barnes. Barnes into something good. I actually have terrible Barnes targets. Barnes into Ysera, pull Ysera Awakens. Barnes into White Eyes, then draw the 10-10. These are things that could happen. I'm going to hex that. I don't have time for him to get free. We do not need that happening. No Flame Elementals for you. That's really good for us. The reason why that's really good is because now when he completes the quest, he's not going to have Deckhand or Patches, which are insane once the quest is done. That's 10-10 worth of charge damage that he's just discarding. And I appreciate him doing that.
Drink with me, friend.
Okay, he's going to try and complete the quest utilizing South Sea Deckhands, which may indicate he's got another South Sea Deckhand in his hand. He played the other South Sea Deckhand from his hand. So we have 100% confirmation he has a South Sea Deckhand remaining in his hand. Totems, the only good one is Spell Power Totem. This overloads for 3. So I kind of want to just coin Earth Elemental, and then next turn it sets up for the Maelstrom Portal. Which It's just, this mulligan did not work out the way I wanted it to at all. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's not going to suicide everything into it because he needs to play a deckhand twice to complete the quest. So it should stick, barring Stone Tusk Boar to kill it. And we're hoping he just doesn't trade into it and we get a Maelstrom Portal off. Or if we top deck it, get an Ancestral Spirit off. And then just slow him down that way while pressuring. Maelstrom Portal slows him down, but it doesn't pressure at the same time. So we want to try and do both if we can. And maybe we can. He's going to have the quest in his hand. He doesn't need to play the deckhand until next turn. He can play it and complete the quest. This is not good. Turn 6, quest complete with a charger. Rank 15 is rough. We want to try and eliminate as many 5/5s as possible. If we devolve them into wisps, they're still 5/5s. If we devolve now, nothing good comes of it. Hopefully we hit patches. Nope. So we want to trade this way, because we want to have as much health on our minion as possible, because they're both going to turn into 5/5s either way. So might as well. Now he has to dagger it and trade in a 5/5.
I hope you like my invention.
He's got a prep. He's got a prep. That's what's going on. Alright, I was confused for a second. Ah! Yeah. Prep quest. So powerful. I love me some sequencing errors. Haha. So turning them into 5/5 wisps sounds counterproductive. Right, that's how that works. I'm pretty sure that works. And that's not good. Okay. What are we trying to set up for? What are we trying to do? What does Barnes pull? Barnes pulls Ysera, and we get Awakens. Pulls Faceless Manipulator, and we cry. Earth Elemental, we cry. Stonehill Defender, we cry. Acolyte of Pain, we're moderately chilling. And N'Zoth. So, most of the time, not good. So I think we just want to play Storm Guardian and just begin the process of adding that to our deck. It's our best Ancestral Spirit target, though. We could just totem and thing from below. Accumulating totems on the board isn't... We don't run Flame Tongue, though. It lowers Volcano value, but he might trade into it. I'm just going to go for the 10-10 setup. That's the best thing to do. I don't value toteming that highly. We run one thing from below. It's in our hand. Costs 5. It's not the end of the world. We want to find Volcano. He doesn't have the most steam, so we might be able to get there. So we're ramping up the N'Zoth and adding Storm Guardian to our deck so we can potentially top it. Meanwhile, dying to 5/5s. He's got the deckhand. He's got the charge. That was one advantage to devolving, right? Then he has to Shadow Step weird garbage. It's interesting. Yeah, let's turn his stuff into weird garbage. He doesn't want to Shadow Step, right? Sometimes you get something... I don't know, him having Wisps is bad too. Because like he might vanish soon. This card may be Vanish. This card's been here a while. I have a sneaking suspicion that that's a Vanish. Is there anything else I want to do with that 2 mana? I don't really care about totems. We established that. I want to put up a 5/5 so we can kill one of his guys. He's got 21 if he's able to have an additional charger. But he's not going to do that. Okay. That's a bummer. So now he can't generate value off of a vanish. But this guy gains attack when I heal myself. Oh, I found a Shadow Step. I should have devolved the guy the previous turn on the deckhand, huh? I don't know. There's like very little we win this game unless we draw Volcano. It's not good. Lose rank at rank 15. Okay. Let's add some changes to this. I think the deck is overall slightly greedier than I'd like it to be. So this is a Deck Doctor submission from our good friend Darnyo at Twitter. And what I'd like to see with this deck is less top end. We have a pretty consistent game plan of outvaluing the hell out of everybody. And we don't need that much. And we need 2 Thing from Blows. Having 2 Thing from Blows is really important because it's going to increase the value of, hero powering, making totems. And because we're discounting not 1 Thing from Below, but both of them. So there's more synergy, there's more chance to draw it. You feel better about investing in totems. And in that notion, let's increase the power of our Barns by getting rid of this Farsight, adding in a Manatide totem. Now you can Barns out a Manatide totem, discounting 2 Thing from Belows, and drawing a card. So it's actually a super powerful Barnes hit now. I don't think we need the Faceless. I think that's potentially a little overkill. It's a little more value than we need. I like seeing a second Manatide. The key card that you need to hit in this deck, right, is Volcano. If you don't hit Volcano, you're not doing anything. You want to play Manatides early, even if they just draw a card and heal you for 3, that's fine. You eventually play Volcano on 5 against a tempo deck. It clears their board, and then you proceed to, drop a big taunt, Ancestral Spirit it. The game's over from that point. They don't really recover from that. So we got Stonehill Defender to help us try and hit the Infested Taurens, the Earth Elementals for our Ancestral Spirits. So that's why we run 2 copies of Ancestral Spirit, because we just have so many things we want in Ancestral Spirit. Can also hit the White Eyes, can also hit the Thing from Below. So we're running 2 copies of all of the cards we want to hit off Stonehill Defender, because those cards are good in the deck. We run 2 Acolyte of Pains, because Acolyte of Pain plus Volcano is sweet. Turn 8, you get to draw 3 cards. Very powerful. Now we have Barnes and Infested Tauren. Hits off Barnes, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits. And now how many misses do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 misses. So 6 to 9. That's like a pretty garbage Barnes ratio. How can we improve it? Things to cut. We definitely don't want to cut N'Zoth. Definitely don't want to cut Thing from Below. Cutting Jinyu. Do we want to cut healing from our control deck that tries to outlast our opponents and then slam N'Zoth? That sounds ambitious. Is there other ways we could do the healing that would be more efficient? That is with Barnes interactions. Anyway, we could run Tidal Surge. That seems just like a not good card. So that I don't recommend that at all. No, I don't think there's enough ways that we can power up this Barnes to be that impactful. Like, it's a high roll card, but I don't want to put like big things that are clunky. Like, I don't want to put Karen in the deck and just die. Like, dying's bad. We want to minimize the amount of death we do. So I think we could just put in the second Infested Tauren. Now we have a clean, crisp deck with a bunch of 2-ofs that all work together, rather than 6 different game plans going in every direction. We do have a lot less value in the deck than we previously had, but we're crushing on Stonehill Defender a little bit. We can generate a ton of value with, 3 or 4 White Eyes. So I think against control decks, most of the control decks in the current metagame don't run silence, and that's kind of one of the things we're abusing. We can make it extra threat light because none of the control decks, like Taunt Warrior doesn't run silence, Priest currently doesn't run silence unless it's Silence Priest, so if you're versing like a Dragon Priest or whatever, then you just can White Eyes Ancestral Spirit. Nobody's playing Shaman in the current metagame, so you don't have to worry about Hex. Mage currently doesn't run Polymorph, but a lot of times they're able to discover Polymorph, so that can be kind of a bummer. So you maybe hold the Ancestral Spirit till after it's 6, then Ancestral Spirit it and trade, play around Polymorph against Mage a little bit. But since the control decks currently do not run hard removal that like transforms or silences, you don't need that much top end because you can just spam a bunch of 10/10s. Alright, let's give it a shot. So it should be a lot better against aggro because we have more... Wait, I want to Thalnos in here actually. We need to make these Maelstrom portals even better. Thalnos. Definitely want one of those. The Acolyte Volcano's cute, but it's really expensive. Lightning Bolt. Yeah. Lightning Bolt's not a great card. Let's get rid of one of those for Thalnos. Thalnos is just so powerful with Maelstrom Portal, so powerful with Storm. It's not great with Volcano. Actually doesn't do much. But, you know, the other AoE is fantastic with, so you throw it in there. For sure. And it cycles, too, so it gets you towards your game plan. Although you're a control deck, every control deck is kind of a combo deck. And the reason why every control deck is kind of a combo deck is because there are powerful things in control decks that you really need to hit. In Paladin, for example, all the control Paladins run 2 Equalities because that's their board sweep that they need to hit. A Shaman runs 2 Volcanoes because that's the board sweep that they need to hit. So, you know, having card draw in control is quite reasonable. You need to hit very specific cards. And I like having Manatide and mulliganing for Volcano. We want Volcano before he high mains, because high main sticks post Volcano, or the hyenas. So I like keeping Manatide. Draws a card, heals for 3, discounts 2 things from below for 1. It's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. Okay, we got the Storm. Hero power. He kept 2, he's not hero power. 3 power in play, and we can play a 1/4? This trades with the whole board. How expensive is utilizing coin? We're sad if he rolls a Huffer. And it sets up for a Storm really good if he doesn't, though. Let me get in there.
Out of my jungle.
Yeah. The other cards are too garbage. I can't allow myself to click them. -1 Jinyu, +1 Halazeal. Halazeal's not a bad choice. I don't know. It costs a lot of mana is my issue with it. It's not the correct way to do those trades. We're getting a little rewarded for him being rank 15. Realistically, this Storm would leave a 3/2 behind. Halazeal might be too slow. Hot Carmax Bros just subscribed. Love the Batcave team thing, man. Appreciate the support.
To my side.
Okay. That plus Ancestral Spirit is the mission. To get to the mission, we are going to totem pass. This beautiful volcano.
I let the dogs out.
We could do it on this, on turn 6. I don't think we need to go full greed. 9 damage. Do we go full greed? Could just do this in hero power. Could play this. What are we looking for if we're doing the Manatide hero power? More AoE. We're looking for Hex for high main, ideally as well. Manatide Ancestral Spirit's kind of cute. We don't really need to put damage on his minions, do we? This trading for his guy is awesome, though. Like, if he plays high main and has to trade the 5-3, it's a lot of healing that we get done. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. We play it as early as possible, increase the odds of finding a 10-10 for 5 mana. Incentivize him not playing high main and kill commanding it. These are good things. Hopefully he develops another companion. Alright. He hovered it a long time. He had to read it. It's something new. Yeah, we're going to Volcano and then drop a 10-10. So the reason why we Volcano first is because this is 9, 10, 11 power. He has 7 mana, and there is no card for 7 mana that puts 11 power in play. So, not even Dr. Boom, that's only 9. So we're going to Volcano this and then drop the Storm Guardian when he reloads with less than 11. And then we'll be chilling. That might be 11 power. Oh, good luck, White Eyes. And Deadly Shot. Good job, White Eyes. So I want to Ancestral Spirit that twice. And I want to try and draw towards heal. And I believe he's not going to run Silence. So I want to play this. 2 Ancestral Spirits is 4 mana. So that's the turn. Do I need to Ancestral Spirit it twice? No, it serves no purpose. We can Ancestral Spirit it once it dies the first time. It is cool to get more of them, though. So we can increase the amount of drawn field by developing Acolyte. Now we have even higher odds of finding our heal. Less odds of killing him on the backlash if he kills this. So we don't get 20 power in play. 26, 27. There's no real good way to set up a lethal there. We could have potentially killed him with double Ancestral Spirit on that Alakir Lightning Bolt. He'd have to Suicide Taunts. We're probably not killing him on the backswing. That would happen. No. No. Yeah. Oh. Ow. Oh. At least he finished with the owl. You gotta finish. It's gotta give it the killing blow. Deserves it. Okay. Okay. I may give it one more shot. I think the deck list was doing great there. We had a really good shot to win, and then we got wrecked. We could have played around that. He had 1 Jeweled Macaw left in the deck to try and high roll an owl off of. We could have played a different taunt alongside it.
Thrall versus
I don't know, man. I think that's unlikely. I think the play we did was fine.
For Doomhammer.
I think the play we did was good. Okay. Acolyte of Pain, we don't want to play early because it's vulnerable to Shadowward Pain. We want to play it later in the game alongside our Volcano. So I believe we just keep the Stonehill Defender here. sick totem value. I don't know what's going on. He kept all his cards and is doing nothing. I'm scared.
Out of my jungle!
All of these are really bad versus priest, but might as well take Alec here. That's not worth hexing or anything of the sort. We don't need to revive 1,000,000 infested Taurens off of Nizos, so we don't really need to prioritize holding on to it. Shadow Madness, he can put 1 damage into it, and then he can Potion of Madness it, but he can't suicide it off, so we don't have anything to worry about Potion of Madness just yet, so this is an ideal time to play it. We do need to get this killed before we play, you know, this or something like that. All right. We definitely don't want to play this yet, because it's very vulnerable to Shadow or Death. We want to try and save it for Ancestral Spirit. We have one of our hexes in hand, so it lowers the odds of him finding... Oh no, this doesn't matter, because this is just from the deck. But if he plays the Discover Dragon, I guess he'll have lower odds. I think we just full trade this, though. I don't really want to devolve, do I? And I need to get rid of this. No, I don't want to play this either. I don't want this to get pained, because that could really slow down our deck. And I don't want it to get Potion of Madness and speed up his deck and slow down our deck. So I think it's fine just to kill his guy in Hero Power. Let's Hero Power first. Okay, that changes things. Now we can kill our own guy off and kill all of his guys off, right? Beautiful. Alright. Denying Potion of Madness value. Not playing into Shadowward Pain or Potion of Madness by playing Acolyte. This is good. Well, this card was Lightning Storm, not Hex. Fantastic news. We're gonna see how many white eyes can we get. Because that seems way more fun than Earth Elemental, even though it's a little weaker, I guess.
My life is your secret.
I fight.
Is there any reason to put the damage in preemptively? Dragonfire Potion? No. This way we're not overloaded, so I guess we could play Alakir. Not that we really want to. There's no Entomb in Standard, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna be okay. Nine cards in hand. That's your play. I don't want the Death Rattle to get popped. I'd rather have Alakir die, I think. It's vulnerable to pain. And here comes the potion. Now we get 5/5.
My life is your shield.
not in any rush to close this game out, so I think I'll just Totem Pass. Next turn I can double Earth Elemental if he does nothing. And that'll really pressure him and not overextend into a single death. Mana Tide's fantastic.
I protect.
I want to hit face first. And again, we're still just holding back the Acolytes, play around Pain, play around Potion of Madness. We're the control deck, we win in the late game. So, I'm being super patient, playing around things, making sure we can Storm Guardian 7 times, you know, that sort of thing. And he shouldn't really have a chance of being able to stop our value-oriented game plan. And eventually we draw Volcano and draw 3. It's gonna be sick. Well, we did not get spell power, which would have been lethal there. Is devolve worth it? See what happens with this thing. Remove the ability for him to get a hex off that. Not really doing anything with the mana. Cool.
I protect.
We can roll the storm first. Do we need to storm? We could lightning bolt instead. I don't want. I don't mind the lightning bolt.
Protect.
I can hold storm for more value later. He hasn't deathed anything yet, so I could just play one of these. Try and actually push. So now he's got a board where he wants to death and AoE, and it's kind of hard to do. I didn't play around Potion of Madness. That was the advantage of storming that turn. You storm, you play around Potion of Madness. Killing the Wisp was important. Misplays. And of course the death. We knew that was coming. And the advantage of holding on to the storm. You can kill all this garbage. Sometimes.
Well played.
Unlucky. Is it even worth storming then?
I wonder.
Nah. We'll throw that guy out there though. I don't want to be overloaded. We have the ability to go 5/5 next turn. That's pretty sweet. He's used one death already. Well, we can get spell power a lot of the time and clear this board.
Wow.
Do I want to be overloaded? If I have 8 mana next turn, what can I do that's important? Play 2 Jinyus. I don't really want to play those. He has 2 Pains left. They do nothing. He's got 1 death left. This doesn't set up lethal with any top decks. So I think I just play this. I can save this for after he plays the second death. We didn't even get to play the N'Zoth. But you can see, I took away... So in the Deck Doctor session, when I was talking about the deck and breaking it down, I took away about 50% of the end game in the deck. So like half the end game of the deck I removed. And as you can see there, our end game was still fine. Like we curve stops at 6, but it doesn't even matter just because of how powerful Earth Elemental, White Eyes, and the Ancestral Spirit interaction are. So you don't actually need that much top end to get there. And the combo of Acolyte Plane plus Volcano being such a great draw engine that you can get like spams of things from Blowout, and Stonehill Defender just generating so much value, pulling 8 drops a lot of the time and whatnot. So yeah, if I was going to make a White Eyes Control Shaman, this would be about what I'd be looking at. But yeah, those were the decks that were kind of submitted that I picked out from the Twitter. Said, man, that's a Deck Doctor video. Appreciate everybody that tuned in to the live stream that was on accident. I didn't mean to actually stream this. I think they told me specifically, do not stream this. And I tried to hit recording and I accidentally hit start streaming. So I apologize about that. But there's going to be a video going up on the Omni/YouTube channel. We're looking to try and grow that. And there's going to be a tweet about it going on at Omni/Twitter. So follow those sources if you want to see the video, want to see more Deck Doctor stuff. I'm going to be making Deck Doctor videos once a week. If you want to get your deck doctored, if that's something you're interested in, and you want me to play your deck, talk about it, try and suggest changes. We didn't have very many people submit meme decks. I was looking to try and do like one serious one and one meme one. So if you got good meme decks, feel free to follow the @Omni/Twitter and respond to the weekly Deck Doctor tweet with your deck list ideas. And hey, who knows, maybe you'll get doctored. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Take care. Have a good Sunday.